G'day everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Pint Party, the Twitch stream designed to turn a game and a gimmick into a tax write-off. I'm John. And let's just chill out this afternoon. Keep building our pathway, which last time y'all came by, I was working on pathway over here. We were building bridges and stuff like that. That one's now done. And that one now goes out to, I've since learned, to an abandoned village that David discovered. The one over here is the one that goes over to Ricky's village. And since the last stream where we were doing some building, we've since cleared out the outer courtyard and put in a village instead. So this was all, you know, if you look at the last stream archive, and if you want to watch it, it's over on our YouTube channel, which is linked down below. But there's not much to see. It was all a complete mess, and now we've got a nice little village here, or at least, and a sheep. What the heck are you doing? Wait, did you escape? Hold on, we've got farms and stuff here too as well. As you can see, I've got pigs, I've got cows, and I've got sheep, but there should be 3 sheep in here. If there's 2, yup. So that sheep's just totally broken out. I don't know how the sheep do it. The sheep are particularly sneaky. Like, I mean, the cows used to break out all the time until I figured out that, like, they can climb single blocks, and I had the, you know, I've got some wheat here that's just decorative, but I had it inside here to make it like, yeah, they come over and they can have a munch, but they also used to use it to, like, jump the fence and be like, what's going on over here? So somehow that sheep's done it too, but that's okay, because I'm about to, like, I mean, I need to make some more mutton, so that's going to happen soon. But here's you know, little village and stuff like that, and you can see each one of them's named, so that's the corresponding job block for each villager that we'll eventually have. It's all kind of laid out and ready to go. This is a church that I've built just to, like, accommodate, because when I saw the library, this is the librarian's job block technically, but I mean, look at it. It looks like a pulpit, right? It looks like something you'd stand at and be like, yo, what's up, you know, God and stuff, right? Like, that's what that's about. So, you know, I put it there in the context of a church, but I don't actually know how villagers are going to, like, interact with this block. I don't know if they'll just stand behind it and look out, which if they do, then it's sort of like, okay, well, that's the town priest, like, okay. And then directly across the street is the pub, because, you know, the core tenet of this village is God and grog. So, yeah. And it's a more of a classic, like, I tried to copy. So there's a little town in central Victoria called Violet Town, and I mean they've got this design all over the shop, but, like, that's the one I was most inspired by. There's a pub there, which actually I don't think is actually not open. In fact, it's been closed for, like, years at this point. But it's a 2-story one, and, like, downstairs you got the pub, and then upstairs is like a hotel motel type thing. So you head upstairs, and, like, so here's the pub, here's the bar, right? And there's a brewing stand over there, so that'll be the job block for this. And you can see I grabbed a bell as well. I just ripped that out of Ricky's abandoned village, because you can't make bells, which is just so weird that you can't make bells. I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, so there's a hotel room, so you got, like, your cupboard and your bed, and then there's a window which goes through the wall, and you can look out, but there's not much to see. It's just scary stuff out there, and a really high ceiling. But I'm thinking about, I left it as a high ceiling because that's just the roof, the wooden roof, and, like, the wall above it and stuff. But I'm thinking about, like, locking that off, you know, to the small roof height that I've got everything else at, and then knocking those walls in, because the walls are the same all the way along for all of the rooms. I haven't got beds in all the rooms, actually. I've got to do that. I've got the wool now. Since I started running sheep, I've got the wool to make more beds, so I should actually do that. We might do that right now. But I'm thinking about knocking those walls out and making, like, an attic space up there. And then, you know, I don't know how I'm going to create access to it. I was thinking about, because technically the pub, making it even a space that you don't even access from the pub, it's a space you access from the wall. So along the wall, there's you know, you can see here there's, like, a walkway along there, and that's where the pub backs up onto. I could have made the pub and all the houses, like, back right up onto the wall, which is a little bit more, because the design I was kind of inspired by was like medieval fortresses that had villages inside them, and that's what I was kind of going for. I don't think I succeeded, but, like, you know, that's kind of what I was following along, except for the design of the pub. That was, like, that's a very Australian Technically, if I was going to go full Australiana, instead of making it out of cobblestone, I would have made it wood all the way through, which I still might do. I might change it over. I might make it all wood, like kind of wood weatherboard type of a design. That might be fun, just to kind of like break up the design of the place. I just like cobblestone, so like that's what I built it out of. But I could make that out of wood, especially because like now we've got a tree farm, we've got an arboretum. We could totally do it. Which you can see there's monsters crawling around on top of and stuff, and that's intentional. That is very intentional. I've intentionally left like not very well torched areas. What are you? Okay, I don't know where you came from. Good moment. All right, well, welcome to the village. I've left it intentionally kind of like under-torched because you can see all the way over there. I'm not going to go too far over because there's a skeleton hanging around here, although I've got a shield, so like we're pretty good. And I've got a backup shield because this one's just about bugging. I've got a little like dirt thing there, which kind of sticks out like a sore thumb right now compared to everything else that's going on. And that's because that's just a temporary structure, because that's going to be our zombie villager prison. So if we ever see... I was supposed to say prison, a containment cell. That's our zombie containment cell. And so whenever we find a zombie villager that's spawned in here, we'll like let them, come over, maybe get the odd munch on our bodies, and then we'll guide them into there, and we'll seal them in there, and then that way we've got them contained until we can make all the necessary material. Damn, you grew up quick. You were a baby literally like 5 seconds ago. We were just here and we were like, hello, baby pig, how are you? And now you're like, what's up? I'm all grown up. Okay, cool. Well, you can hang out here. I don't need any more. I don't need any pork chops at the moment. We're pretty good for bacon. All right, let's go and sleep so that... Oh, actually, no, before we sleep, I'm going to... before we sleep, we'll grab some cobblestone. And you can see I've got a bed. Excuse me. You can see I've got a bed in here because... I'm building a pathway way out to northwest-ish, kind of like, this is north. The village that Dave's at is kind of like, I want to say about there-ish. Kind of, yeah, probably about there, actually, but like way off into the distance. So I've done the like stage 1 part, which is just sort of like mapping out a path all the way back to the base. But it's about a day's walk. Like even at a full, like even if you're like fully like running around like this, it still takes you a whole day to get over there. So we need like kind of like a halfway house is what I'm thinking as I'm going to build. So a place, just a simple little room with a bed and a chest in it. That can be kind of like a journeyman's house that you can just stop in and sleep before continuing on your journey. Which during multiplayer games with Dave and Ricky and stuff, nobody sleeps ever. So it's kind of pointless in a multiplayer game. But I suppose it's useful for me, if I ever decide to go out there and do stuff. And I mean, I suppose I should like wall off the village and stuff. Excuse me, my nose is just playing funny buggers with me. I gotta wall off the village and stuff, but we're not gonna do that right now. Right now, I'm going to build us. How do I want to approach this? I've got the dirt. I've got some building dirt. I'm gonna build that attic. I've decided because I think that's a really good idea, and I don't like having the high ceilings because I feel like, say we do have a villager in there, and you can see I've got 2 separate doorways. So I've got one that goes straight into the bar, and then there's one here that's just for the hotel, so that patrons can like come in and they're not disturbed by the rollicking going on over here. And of course, I've got little gates behind the bar, which is pretty dope. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't like the high ceilings because I feel like, if you're in here, and I love this. I didn't realize you could jump on the bed. That's awesome, and you get extra height. Oh, that's sick. That was the thing I didn't realize until I started accidentally using them like a step. But what I don't like is if you're here and you're having a snooze, this is high enough that an Enderman can spawn right here. I mean, they probably won't, but I don't know. I don't understand how Enderman spawning works because it doesn't seem to be tied to light levels, but it kind of is. But I've had I've got the inner courtyard which is fully lit up, and the Enderman will spawn in there and be like, "Hi, how you going?" So definitely one of the restricting factors for whether an Enderman spawns is height. So if I can wall that off, Enderman can't spawn in here, and villagers can sleep in peace. All guests of the hotel can sleep in peace. Although I imagine because the job block for the barkeeper, or I don't actually know what the bartender, whoever controls the brewing stand. This is their job block. So then the bed for them is basically like upstairs. So one of these rooms would become their residence, and that's so technically it isn't a hotel; it's a tavern. I think is how you specifically define the difference between like what's the difference between say a hotel and a motel? Absolutely no idea. I could not tell you. I don't even know. I think I googled it once, or maybe I didn't. Maybe it's one of those things that I keep meaning to Google and I never do. So I have absolutely no idea. Anyway, so you can see I've already done some torching up there because I didn't want monsters to spawn in there and then make like, even though they couldn't hurt anybody, I didn't want anybody making like skeleton noises or whatever, while you're trying to sleep. Not to mention if I did decide to do anything up there, I didn't want to have to be like, okay, we gotta go tap 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 and then slash 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 slash. So I just didn't want to do that. So yeah, torched it up there. But yeah, we can make this all safe for people to snooze on, which will be great. And then it'll be a tavern because the innkeeper or the proprietor of the establishment will not only work here but also live here. And I think that's the qualification for a tavern, is that a tavern is a business during normal operating hours, and then when it's not normal operating hours it becomes a private residence, legally speaking. Which is why you might see which I worked at a tavern very briefly in my formative years when I was young and stupid. Not a stupid thing I did, by the way, working in a tavern. It's not a dumb thing to do, but I was an idiot and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. That's the stupid part. But when I was young, I worked at a tavern, and it was exactly like that. You worked up until the liquor license said you could operate as a business, and then by that point you've closed. And then once it closed, it was just a private residence, and we would have knockoff drinks and stuff, and we'd just sit around and have a beer. But nobody, it wasn't a bar. It was it just happened to be, a tavern. It happened to be someone's house with a really wicked liquor cabinet, is what it basically became at that point. Okay, so that's. Oh, I totally forgot to do that. Okay, so now that's done. Now let's do this, because then what I'll do is I'll get, in order to get up there, I'm going to come around up and along the wall. That's how we'll sort that out that way. Okay. So we'll just build our ceiling. See, that looks, it's a little more, it's cramped. It always feels cramped when you put the ceiling this high, but it's safe. Is sort of the thing. So yeah, it's safe, but it looks a little bit more cramped. But I suppose it's a hotel room. Hotel rooms aren't really. Unless you're spending exorbitant amounts of money and you've got a hotel room in the Burj Khalifa or something, or some other 5-star establishment, or 6, 7. I don't understand. 5 stars makes sense to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars makes sense to me. Although I don't know. I've never seen a 1 or 2 star establishment, so I haven't the foggiest. Usually it starts at 3. But yeah, haven't the foggiest what those are. But 5 stars makes sense. But then they started introducing 6-star and 7-star joints, and it's those really crazy joints in the United Arab Emirates or in Dubai. I think the Burj Khalifa, because the Burj Khalifa is actually 3 separate entities. The Burj Khalifa is a residential building. It's got a bunch of apartments in it, but it's also got a hotel in the lower half of it, and then right at the very bottom, I think the lowest floor, and it's got a bunch of basement floors underneath it, are all oh, and this has changed, by the way. This is now a bedroom. We got a new player, Ben, and so I had to build a bed for him, so this is his bedroom. Now we kind of talked about where his bedroom was going to be, and he liked this space. I said, look, I can wall this space off, and because there's just a big cavernous empty space in here, I can actually give it some purpose, and you can have that. And he's like, yeah, cool. So I've just built that today. He hasn't seen it yet, so I don't know if this configuration might change, where the door is and stuff like that. All of that might change, but I don't know how much. What was I saying? Anyway, so the Burj Khalifa, underneath it, oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to use a trapdoor as a way of getting into there, so you can have it sealed off, and but then you can activate a door, an oubliette, as I've now learned. Although oubliettes are technically in the ceiling, but this is the ceiling, so, whatever. I can oubliette with a ladder going down into it, so I gotta build that, though. I don't need to, I think I've got one. But at the bottom of the Burj Khalifa, and like a few floors underground, I don't remember how many, is a shopping centre. And that goes out from the building as well. It's like a big underground shopping centre it's got, because it's, hotter than the surface of the sun in Dubai, so you want to build things underground. And yeah, then it's got residential buildings and a hotel. I don't remember how the floors are split, but I think the uppermost floors are residential buildings. I think it's like the middle of the tower is like, oh, I totally forgot to build more tools as well. Oh, because I'm a derpy idiot. Yeah, I think the middle of the tower is like the hotel bit, and then the upper half of the tower is residential buildings. I think the very top, I know, is a residential apartment. It's owned by some like super billionaire from India, I think, who owns it. It's like Indian Elon Musk or something owns it. Off the top of my head, and it cost an absolute fortune. It was like $500 million. It might have even cost more than that. I can't remember. It was a documentary I watched on Nat Geo like ages and ages ago. Oh my god, I'm totally like spacing out here. I'm like, oh, I should be like putting my tools together. Now I want to go out into the village. It's like, yeah, I could keep forgetting to do what I actually want to do because I'm trying to talk and game at the same time, and I haven't quite got that down yet. Spruce trapdoor, that's what I want. I want that, and I want some ladders, and I might build a ladder, like the ladder down's got to stick to something. I might build that out of wood too. Yeah, I think it will. Okay. Let's get that all set up in my inventory though. Do that, we'll do that, and we'll do that. Okay. But we'll leave the stone because we might need the stone to like, I don't know, make it pretty in there or something. I haven't decided yet. Why the heck was I talking about the Burj Khalifa? Oh right, yeah, because it's like a 6-star hotel in there, and it's sort of like, what does that even mean? Like, what more can you do to a joint? Like, I don't even care what type of place it is. Like, well, what could you possibly do to a place, to make it 6 stars? It just doesn't make any sense. Okay. Oh dear. Did that? Or was that technically? I might have fudged this. Well, I was going to build that here, so that's going to be where the ladder is, basically. That's my thought. But did that mess up my? Yeah, no, it did. Okay, so I can't do that. I got to build it over a little bit more. Yeah, because I built stairs. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Nope, that's not where that wanted to be. Because I got to face the right angle. That's better. Okay, so now that works. All right. Okay, so actually, that actually still works. Just nope. What are you doing? Don't build that there. Build it there. Oh, you can't build it on the stairs. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, well then what we're going to do is we're going to leave that and we'll just build this whole thing like 1 over. Oh, did I? Yeah, there we go. So we'll just build the whole thing 1 over. So we'll just do that and that and that and then that and that. And that can be... Now, can I put the trapdoor there or is it going to... No, it won't freak out. Okay. Alright, and that's... Is that... Yeah, that's okay. Cause it's kind of tucked away, which is what I want. It's sort of a little bit tucked away, but it's not... It does interfere with the line there a little bit, which I'm not crazy about that. But at the same time, it does break up the shape a little bit, which is kind of nice, I guess. But then it's sort of like, okay, but now I've got to do other stuff with this roof now if I'm going to do that, and I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. Oh, and all the houses except for no, that's the bell tower. All the houses come with a skylight standard, so everybody can wake up with the sun and sunset and stuff like that. I mean, the Minecraft villages aren't going to care in the slightest. They're like, yeah, whatever, dude. But I care. I think it looks nice. I tried to break up like you got some with stone, some with different kinds of wood and stuff like that. Just using the different kinds of wood I have here at the base and some cobblestone and stuff like that. And you can see I experimented with a different shape at first, and I was like, no, I don't like that because it just looks a bit too squat. These ones at least look a bit more, a bit better. But I might start experimenting with different materials and stuff. Maybe I'll like make some wood and some multi-material, because I did that with the church. I did some experimentation where I tried to make it all like fancy materials. So I used like, you know, polished diorite to make the white sort of marble, and then I've used polished stone is what that is. So you get cobblestone and you put it through. You get cobblestone and you put it through a furnace and you get back regular stone, just like you mine it out of a hill or something. And then you put that through a stone grinder and you get a stone cutter and you get polished stone. So that's what I did there. And used glass and stuff like that, and did some architectural stuff up there. Okay, but that is pretty much our base. Oh wait, how do I get? Okay, there we go. And then can I close that from here? I can. Okay, cool. But I got to put torches in here, or else this is going to be a bad time. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That looks pretty good. Hey, might put a torch there and a torch there, and okay, that doesn't quite light up the space enough. But that's now a pretty well lit space, and like, I don't know what you'd want to do in here, but there's some, I don't know, I could probably use this as like extra storage space, I guess. Or as like a secret compartment. I don't know what the heck we could do up here, but it's a room, and I've got a lot of them now. I've got like heaps of spare rooms, like, yeah, especially in this tower, we've got all sorts of spare rooms in here now. And I finished putting glass on it, by the way, and it looks absolutely spectacular with glass on it. By the way, I really like it. Dave's Village, by the way, from Dave's Village, you cannot see the tower. That's how far away it is. It's like, not only is it well and truly beyond the draw distance of my computer, it's like, it's completely obfuscated from view because of mountains and stuff in the way anyway. So even if my draw distance were far enough, I don't think you could still see it. My tower is just not tall enough to be seen from that far away over mountains and stuff, because there are some mountains that I think are just as tall, just with the way the contour of the map works. Is there anything else I wanted to do tonight? Not really. Well, no, we made that, so okay, so we'll go to sleep again and we'll get started on the pathway. I've already made a bit of a start on it. Do some prep work tonight, though. This evening we will get some construction materials. We've got a bit here, so I'm building the paths out of cobblestone, by the way. I like cobblestone. That's just me. I imagine some people, I gotta make it well, do I want to keep that dirt? It's building dirt. Not really. Yeah, no, not really. We'll go to the dirt room. Make a deposit. No, dirt room is through here. It's in the quarry. So, to here. This is our dirt room. What is going on? What is my phone doing? What are you doing? Oh, okay. Speaking of which, well, how about that? It looks like you know, the Minecraft people. Dave is saying, "Hey, I want to play some more Minecraft." Yeah. All right. Well, let me just reply to this. Yeah. Okay. I'm playing now on stream. If you want to jump on. Or later tonight. Whatever works. Okay, so put that in the dirt room. Alrighty. Tell you what though, full disclosure. Oh, Ben's gonna come on. Sweet. Alright, cool. He'll be on in about half an hour. Sweet. Okay. Let me just reply to that. I'll be on until 4:30 p.m. Maybe later if we... Yeah, never mind. Okay. Cool. Resume game. Excellent. I really shouldn't have done that while I was outside. Although, like I said, the inner courtyard's pretty safe. The most... Oh, okay. I say it's safe, and then there's a spider that's clearly climbed in. Alright, buddy. Okay. Alright, good moment. You just took care of yourself there. Alrighty. Okay. That happens a lot, actually. So, like, of course, when we're playing multiplayer, we don't sleep, so they always end up with the flying bat things. I don't actually know what they're called. We just call them flying dragon bat things. That's our name for them. But obviously, you know, if you're hanging around in the tower or in the base, they'll fly around here and they fly into these big columns of lava and go and then die. So that happens a lot. So this honestly, this is like, I don't recommend. Oh right, we got to go and check that out in a sec. You want to like, what's that? We got to go and have a look at that. But as far as like a design tip goes for a base, this I could not recommend enough. Like if you're going to build a big tower, like put columns of lava all the way down, because it lights up. You can see this from super far away. It's great, super bright, but also acts as kind of like a natural defense against flying creatures that are gonna like cause you trouble. But of course, it all comes down to a little bit of like bad angles on the behalf of that creature. Like it's got to kind of like fly into the lava, but once it does, that's it. It doesn't get out. Well, they do, but then they catch fire from the lava and basically burn to death. It's great. Also, like, you know, wherever it reaches the ground. Oh, hang on, here we go. Got to do some more. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. So Dave doesn't want to jump on. I'm also on now. Yeah. Okay. What was I doing? So I put that away. Yeah, but yeah, the tower thing is just an absolutely fantastic idea. Absolutely brilliant. Alright, so the thing that's sticking out of the tower though, if you are interested in what that is, we're going to go up the tower. Take a look. Let's have a look-see-loo. Alright, I'm going to get some food as well. Okay. This is actually going to be a true test of, like, my engineering. I spent last night doing some calibrations, and I was, like, very careful to, like, you know, I was, you know, being very, very cautious last night. But as you can see, look, a lot of these rooms in the tower, they're just big empty rooms right now. They don't have any purpose at this point. And, like, what I'm hoping is that in the future, like, as we come up with needs for these rooms, they can do that. I think a lot of them are probably just going to end up dedicated to storage. But there are a few rooms that I've already dedicated, like this one. This is like a perfect example, right? You can see here, it's a big viewing room. Now, you can see there's a pathway out. That's the pathway that leads out to Dave's village. But you can't see Dave's village. But it's kind of over there, kind of beyond this foresty area. You can see there's little specks of red and stuff. That's a mushroom biome over there. And just well beyond that, in fact, it might even be further over. I think it might even be further over. It might even be over that mountain over there is Dave's village. But that path, I've carved out a path that'll take you right there. But most of it's underground, so you can't actually see what you're doing. But that was way more perilous than I thought it was going to be, because there's a skeleton monster spawning room along the part of the path, and I was like, oh, that's fun. I had to go and deal with that. Thankfully, Ricky was there to save my bacon. So here's the top view platform. Oh, right, and I built a path. I don't think I talked about this. I built a path out to the ocean as well, because I saw that and I was like, oh my god, I need sand. There's where I can get sand. So I built a path all the way out there, which I haven't, like, it's like fully cobblestoned, but I've still got to build railings for the bridge, and I've got to like right now it's just a big floating platform. I've got to like put supports underneath to make it actually look like a bridge and stuff, because it's a really cool bridge though, because it goes over like lots of valleys. Like it like the contour of the terrain does that all the way along, and it's great. So like you'll end up in like parts here and parts there, and oh my god, it's fantastic. Oh, and I can't see chat because of the other chat program I've got on. Oh, we've got so many chat programs these days. Oh, right. Should I put a trapdoor here? I feel like I should. You can see we're so high it snows up here, which is great. This is now basically a snow farm. It's fantastic. But here, as you can see, is a diving board for a pool I built underneath here. And I've calibrated it so you can just like press W and just like step off and you'll hit the pool and survive. Or if you're a little bit careful, you can kind of get a bit of a running start. But I've never tried it with a sprint. Like, I've never done like a sprint to jump off, because I think if you did that, you would overshoot it. You would absolutely overshoot. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. So it works. So it works. I'm not gonna lie, it gives me a little bit of vertigo doing that. That was a bit of a like brown trousers moment for me. But I survived with all my stuff intact, so that's nice. I lost my gold helmet. I'm really upset by that. I really liked my gold helmet. It served no practical purpose, because I mean, apparently when you go into the nether, pigmen leave you alone if you're wearing gold, but I never wore it for that. I just wore it because it looked nice. It was pretty. But I think I did pull it off of I pulled it off of a monster, so I never actually made my own. I should make my own. Actually, we've got the nuggets for it. We've got the nugs. Let's just stick them. Oh, all right, got some iron nuggets in here. Can we, oh, no. How do I thought you could smelt those into gold. Okay. Wait, hold on. Maybe, is it a case of crafting? Do I have to craft it? Gold. Yeah, okay, so how do I do this? That's a block of gold. I can turn that into a gold nugget, but... okay. Helmet. So if I want to make a golden helmet... Yeah, okay. I know I need a workbench. I just wanted to look at the recipe. Like... Okay, so what do I need? I need gold ingots. So what do you do with... Oh, okay. I have no idea what you're supposed to do with gold nuggets then. Absolutely no idea. I thought you could just melt them down. I don't know if we have any bars of gold. We might do. Oh, we do, but they're in the wrong spot. Okay, we've got blocks of gold, but I'm actually going to use those to make something in the church. I'm going to make... Because the church, by the way, I totally forgot to mention it. The name of the church is the Church of the Sacred Schooner. That's what we've decided. That's what I've called it. So I'm going to build like a religious icon thing, and it kind of looks like a beer. Is what I'm going to build, which I thought would be kind of funny. No, I don't need to be in here. If I want to build, actually, if I want to build a helmet, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that would literally use all of our gold bars. No, I'm not going to do that. Not for the sake of satisfying my vanity. I'm not going to do that. That's just not worth it. If I could turn this, even if the recipe is like 4 of these to 1 bar, I would totally have done it and then made myself a helmet, like for sure. Because I mean, most of those gold nuggets are from me anyway. So what do I want to do next? I want to get some food. You can see, look, we've got heaps of food now because we've got potatoes, we've got wheat, which we were turning into bread. Actually, should make some more bread. Gotta get this bread. Okay, do that, and then we got some melons. Melon is like very disappointing. It's a bit of a letdown, melon. I thought melons would be a lot more filling than they are, but they're really not. So okay, I mean, but I have them. It's just to have some variety. We got heaps of pork chops and mutton, and we got some beef, and then I keep leather in here as well. It's just like this is like animal products. And poisonous potatoes. I don't know what I'm going to do with poisonous potatoes. I don't know what use they serve, but I imagine they'd be used in some kind of alchemy of some kind. If they exist in the game, there's probably a crafting recipe for it. I want to get some more sticks just to make sure I can make torches. I always like to keep a select collection of like sticks on hand for torch making. Instead of just making a whole bunch of torches like right out of the gate, I like to just have the items separate. That way, because that way, of course, as well, if you happen across more, sticks or charcoal and stuff, you've already got space in your inventory for it. So, and it's something you constantly need. So why wouldn't you make sure you've got room for it? What time is it? It's midday. Okay, well, we can do some work outside for now, and then we'll have to get on to, doing some other stuff. We'll have to. Well, once the day's gone, we'll get into some bread making, I think. This is my favorite though. I really love this area out here. This is my favorite like outdoor area here. It's the most kind of like well designed here. This was all stone, by the way, all here. When I dug it all down, there was a giant hill here, by the way. You can see the hill. This was the top of it here, which was all made out of dirt, and it extended all the way out to about here-ish, or a bit further actually, to about here. And then I've like mined this all down because it just looked weird, like poking out from the base. But now, you know, you've got stairs that kind of come down from the corner of the base, and you got these stairs here. And this is all hollow, by the way. There's a big cavern underneath there that leads into the quarry. And I've got a doorway in there, but there's another entrance over here. You can enter the quarry through the river, because I didn't want to disturb the river. This part of the river, this river naturally terminates right here. Like this is like, it was natural termination point. And I've just kind of like, you know, formalized it a bit, and then you're inside the quarry with the dirt room back in the base. So it's just another way of getting back into the base. It does mean that like drowned get in through here, but it's not that big of a deal because the drowned like hang out there and they're like, yo, what's up? We're drowned. But we can't leave the river, so it's, you know, it's not that big of a drama. And I mean, there are things just as dangerous that pop up down there all the time, because it is a quarry that links into caves and stuff, and it's not all fully well lit. So, you know, you get spiders and stuff popping up down there all the time, and that's fine. It's a deep dark cave. Yeah, you know, that's the spot for where they're gonna be. So you can see here, I've built like an initial bridge here, but I've got to like add extra, you know, for handrails and stuff, and then I want to get underneath it and build supports underneath here and stuff, so it doesn't just look like a floating like pontoon thing. So that'd be cool. Build all that out, and then I've got to form. Oh wow, I totally forgot to knock this out. So this is kind of like, so phase one is I lay out like the center path in dirt and torches, and I just lay that out all the way along. And then phase two is I go through and I widen out from one block to 3. And you can see here, I've kind of decided to bring it, and phase 3 is I usually make it all cobblestone. And I've decided to kind of do a little bit of like, well, why can't phase 2 and 3 kind of have a bit more overlap? So instead of using dirt to like, you know, lay out a widened path in areas where I need to add blocks, why not just use cobblestone and save myself the effort, save myself some time? So that's what I've done. But you can see I haven't done it here yet because this will get done in phase 3. So I've got to start doing some widening. You can see I've done some of it in this cave. I've got to do some more of it here. I'm going to get a heap of materials. I've got to figure out what to do with andesite. I've actually never built anything with andesite. And I'd really, like, and I've just got so much of it at this point that, like, I should come up with something. But, like, the base is now, I'm pretty happy with, like, the way the base is. I don't know if, I mean, I wouldn't mind building another, not a huge tower, mind you, but like another watchtower, a little watchtower, in the village. So there's a corner in the village which is kind of unoccupied at the moment. It's just an empty space, which I've kind of left alone to be like, this could be a community garden. But like for me, the community garden, so to speak, is the farms that occupy the upper levels of the village. So the upper tier, I should say, of the village. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, that's going to cause me some drama. Have I got... I do have some dirt. Just want to use that just to block that bit off there. I thought I'd fully, you know, taken care of it. There's a water source here that I'm just leaving alone, and a cave over there, which I'm just leaving alone for now, because I wouldn't mind collecting that water. That'd be great. Never going to say no to extra water, just for, you know, using in things. And by the way, if anybody has any suggestions for, like, the best way to make pools that, like, don't have currents in them, like you saw that the pool that I was made for the pool I made had like heaps. I'm gonna hang on a minute. This music is, I mean, I love the music, but like it is just a touch too loud. Turn it down a bit. There we go. That's better. Okay. Yeah, I love the music in this game. Like that's the one thing that honestly surprised me, was just how fantastic music is. Done an amazing job on the soundtrack. But yeah, like I built that pool you saw that we dropped into, the pools, the quick way, you know, the diving board pool. But which I don't think I pointed out, like it's all made out of glass too, so it's like it's this really cool like bottomless pool. You know, kind of looks like you're gonna go splat on the ground, except there's a pool between yous. But also I think would look really cool if you're like looking up through it, so to speak. You know, you see this dude just like drop on you like it's, you know, like it's a battle royale game or something. But yeah, like I wouldn't mind having that all just be still water. And I don't know what the best way to do that is. Because also I've got a little pool in the corner, a little water feature in the outer courtyard. Ooh, there's a cave nearby. It's like, yes, I know, I just crossed it. I just passed it. No, there's a cave nearby. Thank you very much. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Just keep on mining. Yeah, and this is like, honestly, a lot of the path down here is this. Like, it's mostly all underground. Because, again, the contour of the land above goes up. Naturally kind of like it slopes upwards from the base. It kind of goes up like that. So you start with the base and then it goes up and then kind of levels off and then kind of, you know, varies, but it like the natural floor of the area beyond the base is kind of higher than the base itself. So, and I try to keep it all, I'm building all these paths completely level from start to finish because I try to build them as levels from start to finish as possible so that we can have minecarts running all the way along. And I know you can build minecarts that go up on angles and stuff like that, but like, I just think that like, it'd just be easier to build on flat ground. So that's what that's for. It's kind of future-proofing. When we can start building minecarts, which is a thing we can certainly do. Oh, what the heck was that? It's like something's giggling. I think because we're probably really close to the surface right now. So we're probably hearing creatures above, and we're technically, because I think their triggers for, you know, running into them are probably spherical, and so we've probably crossed into it, and they're like, hello, how are you? I am a creature. I would like to murder you today. But we're also like, we're lost far enough underground that, and when I say far enough, I mean literally like 1 or 2 blocks underground, that they can't get at us, and because they can't dig, they kind of boned in terms of trying to get at us. And like, I'm leaving the coal here, by the way. I'm not just immediately mining it out, because once we come back along and like do the walls, which is a humongous job just in and of itself, but I might do that. I might, like, that's kind of going to be like an ongoing project eventually, is to make patterns in the walls and stuff. But when that happens, that's when we'll come back and we'll get all of that coal, because then it's just nice to know that it's there. It's like, you know, we know there's some coal stashed away somewhere, we can just go and get it. Sort of like, well, okay, but why don't you just mine it now and then have it nearby? And it's like, well, if it's there, it'll get used. Whereas if it's here, it's not getting used. So it's just a kind of a way of just keeping it stored away somewhere that's not super accessible. It's like cold storage, I guess. It's sort of like, it's not something... Oh no, have I filled up my inventory? I have filled up my inventory. Alrighty, good moment. Okay, because I kind of do want to collect the cobblestone. Okay, well, let's head back to base. We're not that far away, actually. So we can just head on back to base. Oh, alright, but this cobblestone, this coal here, this we will mine out. This will absolutely get mined out for that reason. Oh, right, Ben's on. Hang on a minute. I've got to... Okay, let's get back to base. And then I will jump on Discord, and so Ben can say hello. Let's head on back to it. So you can see the tower. Look at that. I mean, look at that. It just lights up in the night. It just looks so good. Oh, it just looks so good. I love it. I want to do some more with the outside of the outer walls. Like, I've done a lot of work inside to make it look, you know, kind of break up the shape internally. But, like, externally, like, you look here and it's just kind of like... I mean, I don't know. I like the squared off look. I really do. But I feel like I could add a little more detail just by, like, you know... Maybe if I extended the railings along the front there, because there's a walkway up there. If I extended that out 1 block, that would kind of break up the shape a little bit. You know, provide... It wouldn't even break up the shape. It would just provide shape as opposed to just a monolithic straight up. See, from here, it even looks even more pronounced. I mean, from back there, it actually doesn't look too bad. Oh boy, I did not even see the creepers. I was just like too busy admiring my base. Okay, alright. I'm gonna head back inside. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, now that I'm here, I will just jump on Discord real quick. So here we go. And then... Hey, Ben. How you going?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm just letting you know I'm streaming live on Twitch at the moment, if that's okay. So you might be heard
Yeah.
on stream.
No issue at all.
Cool beans. Okay. Well, I don't know where you exactly spawned in, but if you can see, I built you a bedroom.
Well, I'm in a big room with nothing in it.
No. It's got a room with a bed in it. Hold on. I think you might be a floor above. 1 second.
Okay. Go down.
Yeah. So it's. Oop.
Oh, you went up.
No, I'm here. So
Oh.
come onto this floor.
Oh,
So
got it.
just through here.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
So this is your room. You can reconfigure it any which way you like. I mean, again, it's your room, it's your space. You can figure out whatever you like. If you want the door moved as well, like you totally can. I just put it there as like a logical spot. But if you want to move it, that's totally no dramas. You got a secondary door here. This is kind of like, you got another set of doors over here. This is kind of like your front entrance, so to speak, is right here.
So the ease of access.
For ease of exactly. You've got your own window, and then this is like an internal one for if you're coming up and down the tower. You've got your own way in and out, inside the tower as well. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. And that's yours there, is it?
My what?
That was your room, yeah?
No. My room's downstairs.
Oh, that's your entrance. All right.
Yeah, this is just that's the entrance to the tower, to the upper floors of the towers through there. Yeah.
Cool. Gotcha.
And then there's another set of doors on the other side that'll take you through to a walkway and stuff for the walls, outer walls.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Decorate. What can I make?
So I think
even gave me storage.
Yeah. And if you want to add more storage and stuff, you just get some wood and build yourself some more chests and all that kind of good stuff. What was I doing? I was going to empty out.
Apparently, I still have all the glowstone. I thought I gave it to you. So take it down.
That's fine. That's totally fine. That's all right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Just put it in the chest with all the other nether materials. That'd be great.
No walkers.
Put away my andesite and my granite goes in. Gravel and granite goes in there. Diorite. I'm going to add some of that. Okay. So. No. What are we gonna say 3?
So that bedroom. Yeah. Been up to much today?
Yeah, well, we recorded another episode of Pint Party this afternoon. Yeah, and then streaming this. Mucked around in Valorant this morning. There's a new game mode in Valorant, Deathmatch, which is like basically the complete opposite of like what Valorant is, and it's pretty fun. It's like pretty fun to like play with that game in a different way. So yeah, and it's super quick. Like you can play it. It's like a normal game of Valorant, which is like basically Counter-Strike with like some extra gimmicks. Takes about 30-40 minutes a match. But the new game mode Deathmatch takes, no joke, about 10 minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes to play. So if you're looking for like a really ultra fast game mode, it's there for you. And it's quite fun. It's like a quite fun like 5 to 10 minute sort of thing to do.
All right.
But yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's pretty much my whole day is just that. Nice. As well as doing some prep work for the podcast and stuff like that. And I would have started streaming earlier. That was my plan, was to stream earlier in the day. But so you remember how late up we were up late working on? Okay. Excuse me. My sister is calling me, so I'm gonna mute my microphone for a moment.
Yeah, go for it.
I will be back in shortly. Okay, and I'm back. Alrighty.
And how's your sister?
Yeah, she's doing fine. Yeah, totally realized that I muted the stream, but I didn't mute Discord, so you got that whole one-sided conversation. Yeah. No, it wasn't a private conversation. My sister's got a new streaming service, and she was asking if I wanted access to the second stream because it comes with 2, and so
yeah, I heard binge. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've never done. I've seen binge around. What was I doing? I now totally forgot. Oh right, I was building a pathway. Yeah. I've seen binge around, and like I heard about it because it was like Foxtel's getting into the streaming space, and I was like, Foxtel have tried with like Foxtel Go and stuff, and I thought this is just going to be garbage.
This is what it needs. This is what it needs to be.
Yeah, it feels like they finally sat down and just like accepted defeat, and we're like, okay, cable TV is dead. Pay TV is dying. Like that's just a dead meme. We need to figure out a legitimate way of surviving or dying. Like that's it. And so they finally like actually hired someone. Probably, you know what? I would not be surprised if they hired like somebody who was like ex Netflix, ex Stan or something like that. They probably just straight up just like headhunted somebody from one of the other big streaming services and said,
"There's a very good chance of it."
Yeah, and then just said, "Make that, but with Foxtel's name on it." And they were like, "Okay."
Honestly, it's good. The only downside I have to it is that it doesn't like automatically play the next episode, so you have to like go through it.
Oh, hells yeah. I love that. I hate that feature. Like, the fact that they don't have it is amazing. Oh my god, yes.
It's like, it's actually going through, and I suppose in that, you're not falling asleep and missing half of what you've, well, that's what I do anyway. I just I'll fall asleep in the middle of something and then have to go back and trace it all again.
Yeah, I hate that.
But it is good in that it's everything Foxtel that you miss, but obviously, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than what they attempted to do in the first place.
Well, yeah,
it's only about
$14. Yeah, exactly. And like, I absolutely hated Foxtel Go because, like, not that I was against the idea of it. Like, I was like, okay, like they tried to do a hybrid thing to try and keep their pay TV thing going.
Yeah.
And the problem is that like it ended up becoming, it wasn't the best of both worlds, it was the worst of both worlds was kind of the problem. And I think what Foxtel was doing with binge is really good because they've just gone, okay, we don't have to be like, we can still be Foxtel, but Foxtel doesn't have to be the brand. Foxtel can be like the company that runs these subdivisions of companies, and we'll call one of them binge and we'll call one of them KO, and so we'll have a sports division, we'll have a streaming division, blah blah blah. And as a result though, like I feel like just from a company standpoint it's going to be a lot easier for them to like have those divisions, not just from a business standpoint, from like going into the future. So
for sure, it's a much more effective business plan.
Yeah, exactly. And like the reason why I didn't buy into it is just because like I've already subscribed to 3 streaming services as it is. But also just because like I looked at their offerings, like their website is super deceptive. Their website, they were like, here are all the TV shows that we've got, and I like looked through it and I went, not a lot of it really tickles my fancy. Like I didn't get into Game of Thrones, and I'm not a huge fan of Westworld. Like Westworld just seems like it's too gratuitous and dark for its own sake. But like, I mean, that's
look, Hamo loves it. He thinks it's great. I've seen the first 3 episodes and they're cool, but apparently it's like, I don't know. It seems like a lot to invest into.
Yeah. Like it was like I thought it was like a cool idea. I liked the premise, but I just wasn't into the execution. It just seemed like it was just way too dark for its own sake. It just seemed like it was just evil without purpose. I just wasn't vibing on that.
It is inherently just a darker version of the movie that came out years ago. So.
Yeah, there you go. So, and I never watched the movie. It just,
right, neither.
Yeah. And then the only show on there that kind of piqued my interest was Avenue 5.
I watched that. That's good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. But yeah, I binged it all. It was only 10 episodes, so I binged it all in about a day.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. You binged a TV show on binge. How about that?
Yeah. But I also watch it because I love the DC shows like CW, and this one's got Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow and Batwoman and.
See, they don't tell you that on the advertising.
Yeah, no, because like all CW shows are split between like all 4 of them. So you got Stan, Netflix, Binge, and Prime, Amazon.
Yeah.
And they're all amongst it. It's just making things difficult.
Yeah, no, like because if they'd have said, hey, we've got these CW shows, I'd have been like, oh, I might be more tempted to invest, because Avenue 5, I was like, I would like to watch this, but I don't want to spend $14 a month for one TV show. I mean, that's.
Well, I think the main reason I watched Avenue 5 was purely because it's got Hugh Laurie in it.
Oh, 100%. That's why I want to watch it. Is because of Hugh Laurie. Like, dead set. That's why I want to watch it. Absolutely. Yeah. But like, I watched the trailer for it online. I was like, this is a kind of a cool premise. It's like Lost in Space, but it's a comedy kind of a thing. And I was like, okay, then I'm kind of into this. It's not, it's less like Lost in Space, the original TV show was a comedy, but it was like a family comedy, where this is a bit more of a, like, it's a different vein of comedy, and it's also like when you think about its contemporary competitor, which is the Netflix Lost in Space, with the modern remake, like, that's a lot more drama focused. And this is like, no, we're going to make just a straight, like, kind of ha-ha comedy. And that's exactly in Hugh Laurie's wheelhouse. Like, it feels like it's Captain House in the 25th century.
Essentially. So have you seen any of Avenue 5 yet, or?
No, not at all, because I didn't have binge. Yeah, just the trailer.
Oh, I won't spoil anything then. But it's because it, like, in the way you're describing it, it's kind of like Seth MacFarlane's Star Trek style.
Yeah, the Orville, and I love the Orville.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the Orville. Yeah. Oh my god, I cannot wait for more of the Orville to come out. That's super exciting. Like, honestly, it's the first science fiction contemporary sci-fi show that both my dad and I have both, like, been able to get into together. Because Seth MacFarlane just bloody nailed it. He was like, I like Star Trek. I'm just gonna make that, but like, with my brand of comedy on it. But I'm gonna make Star Trek, and I was like, great. Good moment.
Freaking Enderman. Yeah, no, that's basically what it was. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and I absolutely loved it. Like, I mean, like, the humor kind of falls flat for my dad. Like, my dad doesn't subscribe to Seth MacFarlane's humor, but, like, the way my dad enjoys it is he goes, it's not that I don't care about the humor. It's sort of like, I just go, oh, they're just millennials in the future. And that's how he kind of writes it off. And he goes, yeah, that works. He goes,
that's actually a fair description.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, they're a little bit awkward, but, like, that's fine. And he doesn't mind that, because the humor is never dark. The humor's like, it's always, being lighthearted and positive, and just kind of like, having a poke and fun at things and stuff like that. It's never malice. And that theme kind of carries all the way through the Orville. It's sort of like, it's never a show that's, like, dark for its own sake, like Westworld. Like I was saying, it's like, it's basically the complete opposite of Westworld. Like, Westworld is, like, dark for the sake of being dark. It's like, you want death, you want murder, you want, like, full frontal penises. Watch Westworld. And the Orville's just like, if we're gonna put a penis in, we're gonna put a penis in because it's funny. But, like, we're never gonna be evil about it.
Yeah, they're going to take the piss out of a blue alien who
jizzes out his forehead.
Yeah.
I love that episode because I mean, because I love Rob Lowe. Like, Rob Lowe has just an absolutely, I don't know how to describe Rob Lowe's acting style, because Rob Lowe somehow has a comedic acting style no matter what. Like, even when he's doing drama, he's being comedic. Because, like,
he's come up with, like, 3 new shows in the last 2 years as well.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's one where he's a bloody cop, one where he's a firefighter. If I'm thinking of the right, if I'm pretty sure it's Rob Lowe. But yeah, he's in so many new shows all of a sudden, and I'm just like, it's just great because he just hasn't really been doing a lot lately, which is not in a bad way. He's just, people just don't really hear his name as much because there's that many bloody actors out there. Yeah. Well, also, I mean, I like Rob Lowe. I'm glad he's getting the work. You know what I mean? I'm glad he's out here. He's out here making his money. Like, I'm glad for it. I feel like, I suspect, though, like, with Rob Lowe, really what's going on is it's sort of like Rob Lowe is just sort of like, you know what? I'm not just going to keep the hustle going. I'm going to pick projects that I actually want to work on. And it might just be that, like, he's not found the right projects, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh my god, like, these 3, let's do all of them right now. It's probably what's happened. At least, again, I'm pretty sure it's him. Uh,
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, I feel like he's still somebody who's like still working. Like he hasn't retired in that sense. Like he's still out here pulling gigs.
and he never won't work. Like he's beloved through Hollywood. He's one of those actors who just like no, everyone likes him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think. He's never one that's going to be without work for very long. And if he is without, it's because he chooses to be, sort of a thing.
But yeah, there's actually. Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Yes. So have you seen the new? What's his name? It's Josh. No, it's Josh. But he was in How I Met Your Mother. What's it called? It's called Dispatches from Elsewhere.
I haven't. I think. Oh, that rings a bell. The name. I might have.
Siegel. It's I can't remember his first name. Siegel from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh right, yeah. The guy who played Eric. Yeah, Marshall Erickson. Yeah. Oh god, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Yes. Oh no, I haven't seen that. I think I've seen it pop up though, as sort of like along the banner head, but I don't think I've actually watched it.
Yeah. It's just like you don't know what the hell's going on. But it's a great show, and then it keeps you guessing every bloody time, which is just the perfect show in my opinion. Because I don't like being, knowing what I'm doing. Well, I mean, in a lot of the time anyway.
Yeah. No, that's cool. No, I should definitely check that out. It's funny, I don't watch a lot of Amazon Prime. Like, literally the only reason why I have it is for The Expanse, and that's it.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, mate. Okay. So here's the thing about The Expanse, is that it's a difficult show to recommend because the first season is not great. It's really not. It's good. It's not terrible, but it's difficult to get into because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on that doesn't get very well explained. So if you want to get into The Expanse, what I recommend is to read the books, because it's based on a series of books. And I'd say, like, at least for the first season, read the first book, because obviously books do a better job at exposition than like television shows do. And you're going to get all of the exposition you need to understand the motivations behind the characters. And I don't just mean in a micro sense, I mean in a macro sense. It's sort of like, okay, you've got Mars, you've got Earth, you've got the asteroid belt. Why do people on Mars not like people on Earth? What beef do they have with people in the asteroid belt, and so on and so forth? And it's sort of like, once you have that understanding, you can watch the television show, and it really does make for a better show. Like, I watched the first season of the show having never even heard of the books, and I watched the first couple episodes and I was like, this makes no sense. Like, why are all of these things happening? Who's that person? Why are they doing this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And I basically stopped watching the show. And then I was at a party, this is literally a year and a half later. I was at a party, and a mate of mine was singing was talking about The Expanse and singing its praises, and I'm like, I couldn't get into that show for all the reasons I just outlined. And he was like, oh man, it's so good, it's based on a series of books. And I was like, oh really, it's based on a series of books? He's like, yeah. So there's heaps and heaps of books. There's I think at the time there was 5 or 6 books out. There's now I think 8 books out, and the 9th is going to come out sometime this year, but we don't know when because of the Rona.
Yeah.
But it was oh, it's so great, blah, blah, blah. And so just out of the blue one day, I felt like, I every now and again, I'm not much of a reader as an adult, much to my inner child's disappointment. My as a child, I used to read an absolute buttload, and now I don't read as much as I used to. But I just felt like reading, and I was like, Google Play Books was like, hey, have you sussed The Expanse? And I was like, oh yeah, I had a mate of mine checking that out. That's probably why you're giving it to me, Google, because you listened in on my conversation. Was like, hey bro, you want to read something? How about you read this thing your friend suggested to you? So downloaded the free sample of the first book and started reading it, and it was a complete page turner. I was like, oh my god. And it was 10 or $12 for a book. And so I bought, and it took me about a fortnight per book to read. So I just sat through and just kind of binge read the books every night. That was my bedtime reading was The Expanse novels. And there's 8 novels in the series, and then there's 4 or 5 novellas, which are like little short stories based on the characters and stuff like that. I think actually you could read one of the novellas for free, and I think it's called. What's the first one called? It's a prequel to the whole thing. I can't remember what the prequel's called. I think it's called Epstein Drive or something. Anyway, it's about the guy who invents the fusion drive that allows basically everything to happen in the solar system. Lets them all fly around in space and shit like that. But it's about the guy who invented it, and it's a little short story about how he did it and what happened to him and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's free. You can go and read that. It's not a very long read. I think it's like 20 or 30 pages. It's a little short story. And so yeah, you can read that if you go, okay, I like this. Like that gives you like a taste of like the style of writing of the authors. And if you're like, okay, I like this, then you can go and pick up the rest of the books. But I'd say at least read the first book before checking out the TV show.
If I get in the mood to. I'm not much of a reader myself, but I do like a good audio book, so I might.
Oh yeah, I mean it's on Amazon, bro. So it's like, yeah, there's audiobooks. Yeah, for sure. So and apparently the audiobooks for The Expanse are quite good. Because again, if you get them on Audible, it's even better because the later books they got the actors to play their roles. Yeah. So you can like listen to the books and you can listen to like the actor who was cast as, you know, these actors play their parts. And the other thing is you can read the books and watch the TV show as like completely separate mediums because the characters and the major plot arcs are the same, but how those characters interact, how they reach those major plot points are separate between the book and the
show.
So
it's kind of like the Walking Dead comic books.
Kind of. Kind of like that. But both the TV show and the books are both written by the authors.
Yeah, I think at the start of Walking Dead it was the same. Pretty sure.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I'm less familiar with the Walking Dead's production. I was gonna say I was thinking more like Game of Thrones. Like, imagine if the author of Game of Thrones wrote the books and the television show.
Yeah, no, but in a sense, he sort of did, being that it was he told them like this is exactly how it has to end because obviously the show overtook the book series.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, you can keep going, but you have to end it this way. Like you can't.
Yeah, but he gave them the major plot points, but he didn't tell them, okay, this person says this and this person says, like, he didn't write the scripts. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, the authors are like actively working on the scripts.
Right.
Yeah. So you don't end up with that kind of like mismanagement of the universe, like what happened with the end of Game of Thrones. Like that, like if anybody's got a problem with like the way Game of Thrones, with the way, The Expanse goes, it's sort of like, well, the only person you can blame is the author. But also the showrunner for the show, because it's not the authors aren't the showrunners. The showrunner for the show is like such an enormous fan of the books. Like the showrunner was actually actively pushing to get it off the ground in the first place. He's such an enormous fan of the books. Like everybody's confident he's not gonna he wouldn't do a disservice to it. He wouldn't do the show dirty. So yeah, it's a good show, worth a watch. But yeah, first season's really rough. It's just not great. But after that, it like gets really, really good. It's also like a television show. It's also, I should say, Jeff Bezos' favorite TV show. Which is
okay. I don't know if like
which is why it's on Amazon Prime.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so originally it was made by I think the company's called Alcon, and it was on the Sci-Fi Channel, which, if you've seen it on Foxtel, the Sci-Fi Channel, them.
No, I never had Foxtel before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, there's a channel called the Sci-Fi Channel. They, does what it says on the tin.
Okay. Yeah.
And they produce a lot of like science fiction television. They produce The Expanse, and I think the production company's technically called Alcon. But anyway, sci-fi shows are fucking expensive to make, and they were like, we can't.
CGI, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And so they were like, we can't afford to keep making this. The numbers just aren't there to justify it for us, because they were hoping for a knockout hit as big as They were hoping for something as big as Game of Thrones, and it's not as big as Game of Thrones, but it's got a good solid following.
I mean, it's a hard thing to do, to try and, like, just because you want it to be as big doesn't mean it's
going to happen. Exactly.
Being that it is that it was from a book series, which I think was probably what they're trying to go for as well. It's like, get another series that's, a popular read. But I suppose Game of Thrones is one of those ones where it became more popular once the series was out as well, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, because the books had been out for like almost 2 decades. I think the first book came out in the early 90s. When did A Song of Ice and Fire come out? Oh boy, I'm gonna Google this real quick. Hang on. Let's see.
It's been a while, yeah.
Song of Ice and Fire. 1990. Oh, it was published in 1996.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that's what I mean. Like, so I mean, the TV show started coming out in 2010-ish. So like it had been out for nearly 2 decades, like nearly over a decade when the TV show started. It picked up a lot for the television show. It's pretty wild. What was I saying? But yeah, I think that they were hoping for similar numbers for The Expanse, and they just weren't getting it. So they were going to knock it on the head after after 2 seasons. They were going to knock it on the head, and so they wrapped up the second season, and everybody was like, "Save The Expanse, save The Expanse," and there was like a huge campaign to try and get it picked up by somebody else, and it came up in conversation. I think Jeff Bezos was at some kind of a bloody businessy, conferencey sort of a thing. I don't know where he was, but basically, word got out that he was a fan of The Expanse, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a bit sad that like The Expanse is getting cancelled," and everybody was like, "Yo, Jeff, like, come on, bro, save this thing," and he was like, "Yeah, well, I mean, I am the richest person on the planet, so when you're the richest person on the planet, your television show doesn't get cancelled." So he was like, okay, and he just bought the thing and was like, yeah, all right, we'll make it. And then, of course, and as a result, though, he did that and he brought out season 3. And, of course, it was just like they kept everybody, all the cast, all the writers, all the producers, like, because the gap between getting cancelled and getting picked up by Amazon was so short, they were able to retain most of the staff. So you just got more of the same television show, which is what
no one signed up for new contracts or anything like that.
Exactly. So as a result, you just got more of the same, and people loved it, and all the fans got right behind it and were like, hey, everybody, like, you got to watch this show. And Amazon subscriber numbers just went through the roof. So Amazon was like, cool, all right, well, the guy who runs the company loves the show, and B, it's a good business decision. All right, we're going to fund it for, like another 2 seasons. So,
well, I'm disappointed that did not work out for the for Firefly about 20 years ago, but can't have it all.
Yeah. And I think part of the problem with Firefly really was that Murdoch was like, sci-fi, what? I don't care about this. Just knock it on the head. Costs too much money. Screw that.
They still like. I have faith that they can bring it back. Obviously, Shepherd Book can't come back, but
I feel like if they're gonna bring back Firefly, you'd have to do it as a reboot. Like you couldn't just pick up where the show left off.
No. I mean, everyone's so much older now, and
I completely whiffed it on this design for this tunnel. That's part of it. That's part of it. But I think you could totally get also I think the other reason is that like so much time has passed that if you were going to do the show, you'd have to because sci-fi is really a product of its time in many regards. Like it when sci-fi deals with issues and stuff like that, it's dealing with issues in its time, and like. The world has changed since Firefly first came out in, 2001-ish?
Give or take, yeah.
Give or take? I don't know, a couple of years? Yeah, it might have been a bit later, but like, you know what I mean? The world's a different place, and like, the issues that we're dealing with are very different, and I think if you were going to make a Firefly show, which would still totally work, I reckon, you'd want to change the script up because you're dealing with different issues. Well.
That makes sense. So you could easily, and it would still be a massive success purely as long as they get Joss Whedon and maybe a cameo here or there from the other cast members, but they could completely
Oh,
reboot
you
it.
could get oh god, what's his name? The guy who played Nathan Fillion. I think Nathan Fillion has always said I'm keen as a bean to do it.
Oh, they all are. That's the thing. They're all like so pumped to revamp it.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I don't know if you could get Joss Whedon. He's kind of fallen out of favor in recent years.
What?
Yeah. He got done for having some funny ideas for doing some naughty things. I don't know what the follow up on all of that was, but yeah, I don't think it'd be Joss Whedon anymore. Basically, there's a reason why Joss Whedon stopped working on the Avengers, and that was kind of it.
The world's hard.
Yeah, so you'd have to get another writer in to do it. But that's not to say, like, I mean, then the question is, like, who do you get? And I'm just not familiar enough with Hollywood writers to make that call. To say, it should be this person. I don't know.
Something we can ask Ricky later on tonight.
For sure, actually, yeah. You know what? Ricky would 100%. That's a good topic of conversation to ask Ricky. Dead set. Yeah. He would totally know. He'd be like, yeah, you could totally get this person. Actually, he'd also probably know the story about Joss Whedon, because I don't remember it off the top of my head. And I don't want to say anything publicly to be like, and then get done for defamation. I just know he's fallen. He had a brief falling out of favor, is all I'll say. But what that is specifically, I don't remember. So,
Well, everyone does things that, whether they regret them or not.
Yeah, I don't know how big of a goof it was, but I do know he goofed, and it was not great. But yeah, I think a new Firefly TV show would be pretty good. In fact, I'm actually surprised that one hasn't been pitched in the last year. Like, obviously not this year, because this year pitching a television show is like, why on earth would you do that? But like last year, even there was enough. Like, Netflix was successful enough, and Amazon successful enough that like you could have pitched.
There was, I don't know if it was talk or they were actually going ahead with it or not, of a reboot, but in animation.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
that'd
a lot
work.
of the cast members were like happy to sign up for that.
Yeah. That'd work. You make it an animated show, because that's so much cheaper to do production wise as well. Because you're not worrying about sets and CGI and stuff. It's all drawings. Yeah, you could totally do it good. You could totally do. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know. Like, I mean, part of the charm of the show was that it was live action. You know what I mean? Like, part of it,
and it was like. It was also that it was kind of bad live action.
Yeah, and it was, but
it's why Doctor Who is so popular, because there's just like, it's great sci-fi. Oh, it's horrible sci-fi, but it's just great storylines.
Yeah, exactly. And I think part of the charm of the show was that it was like, I mean, but also just I'm just thinking about westerns, and I feel like when you're doing a western, it's like doing it as a cartoon just doesn't. You can't capture the magnificence of the plains and the desert and stuff. Like, especially when they went down onto the planet, like all the space stuff. Yeah, I mean, that was all CGI anyway, so who gives a crap? But like, I'm talking about like, when they went on location shooting, like that sort of stuff. You just can't capture the magnificence of it in animation. Or you could, but it'd take you a buttload of time that you're never going to get for a serialized television series.
Well, I suppose they kind of tried to redo it with Cowboys vs Aliens, which did not work.
I didn't hate Cowboys vs Aliens. I didn't hate it. I wasn't going into that expecting serious sci-fi. I was like, yeah, it's a stupid movie. It was like, what happens if cowboys fight aliens? Okay, go. And I was like, yeah, it's stupid, but that's kind of the point. Like, it's a stupid movie. And if you go into it with that expectation, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
I mean, I can appreciate that. And I do that with a few different types of movies, but I don't know.
Yeah. No,
for this one, I definitely thought it was meant to be more than it was.
Oh, okay. No, I remember, like, as soon as I heard the name, I was like, no, that's exactly what it is. It's a stupid movie. What am I doing? Oh, I gotta go this way. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Could it have been better? Yeah, sure. But I think if you'd have made it better, it would have actually made the thing worse.
Right.
Like part of its charm is that it's so bad it's good. If you actually made it better, it would then just become so bad it's bad, and it wouldn't. The thing would just fall flat on its butt at that point.
That makes it fair.
Yeah,
That's a fair point.
yeah. But I did enjoy Cowboys versus Aliens. You know what? That's a movie they could reboot. Like, I feel like you don't need a sequel to that. Like, don't make a Cowboys and Aliens cinematic universe or any of that crap. Just be like, you know what? Let's take that idea and do it again, and just like find something else stupid to do with Cowboys and Aliens, because it's kind of funny. I did see there was like a little animated. There was an animated show. Again, not the same property, completely separate franchise, but like they had a similar idea of like, oh, what was it? No, it wasn't Cowboys. It was Wizards and Aliens. That's right. Yeah, it was a kids show.
Yeah, I've seen that, the series. I've
Yeah.
seen that one.
Yeah. It was a television series, and I was like, that's an equally as stupid idea that like I can get behind. You know, I'm not against that.
It was a bit of fun, and they actually, I think the thing I liked most about it was the cast they had for it, because it was the Nan. I think that the grandma was played by the woman who plays Dolores Umbridge.
Oh, really? Because I never watched the show.
I think it's all like someone very similar looking anyway.
Okay, I mean, it very well could be. I mean, it was, if I remember, it was British, so like it could have been that for sure. Could have been exactly what they'd done. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Like, you know, whoever pitched the show, they were probably like, "Hey, we're gonna get this actress to sign on for it," and she was, of Harry Potter fame, and that's probably what made them. But and then of course everybody goes, "Oh, Harry Potter, here's all the money." So yeah, that's I would not be surprised if they got some alumni. But not to mention though as well, like the British film industry is just so bloody small. That like,
sure,
it's like the Australian film industry. Like, it's just so bloody small. There's like 6 people who do like 90% of the work.
I mean, we'll wait and see what happens now with the whole. Was it 40 million or something that the PM's putting into the film industry?
Oh, is that right? Okay, is that come out of the UK?
Sorry.
Is that what they're saying in the UK? They're going to invest in the film industry?
They made an announcement, which was, not the greatest timing in that it's kind of like with everything going on, like save the money for us and all that. But no, it's just basically to attract American or like anyone from any film industry to make movies in Australia and like use our resources to do it and use our people to do it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they're offering a federal version of that now, because Queensland's been doing that for years.
Oh.
You're talking about like a tax credit?
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's beneficial in that it'll create a lot of jobs.
Yeah, no. Different states have been doing that for a while now. Like I know Queensland has a tax credit that they offer to film companies that come to Australia to film, or film specifically in Queensland, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. I got hit by a creeper. I'm not dead, but like, it just completely blew up my spot and just created a big old crater. Oh, great. Thanks, creeper. Thank you so much. That was just lovely.
He's just doing his thing.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I did want to like excavate this area, so it just kind of did some rapid excavation, but
just did it a bit more roughly than you expected it to.
It was out of the blue. It was certainly out of the blue, and like I like to get a little bit of heads up when I'm doing this sort of stuff.
You want to draw them in so you can put them in the right spot.
Exactly, precisely. That's exactly what I was looking for. But also, it kind of just ruined this lovely. There was like a nice little kind of like pond here that I was gonna like. It's just kind of ruined the contour of now.
Oh. Right.
Oopsie daisy. It's alright. I think I can fix it. I might. How much dirt have I got? I think I got enough dirt. I might be able to fix this. Yeah, I reckon I could. Ooh, who's that? Who goes there? There's. Oh right, yeah, but you're dead because you're on fire. Okie dokie. But before I cover this up. No, we'll just leave that.
All my stuff, I think. Nope.
No, your stuff shouldn't despawn for a while. Like, you do get a good chunk of time.
Yeah, I was just looking for it. That's all.
Or things despawn. Okay. Oh, that's where it's starting from. Okay.
More cobblestone. What is that? Mossy cobblestone. Fancy. Okay, there's my elevator. I've made a bit of a lookout just outside of your outside of the base.
Oh yeah.
It's very tall up, and I was getting sick of having to climb the stairs every time, so I put in a bit of a water elevator.
Oh, in the main base.
Oh, just outside.
Oh, okay, okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. Anything beyond the walls, I don't care. Like, do as you please. Okay, there we go. It's not perfect, but yeah, it kind of works. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna come over and have a look. I'll come and see your work then, and then we'll I'll probably call it there for the stream, and then we'll come back on in a couple hours to play with Dave and Ricky and that. But
it was a good excuse for me to get out of bed because I hadn't done so yet.
Oh yeah, well, you know, that's always good. That's what I'm kind of here for. Is like, you know, get out of bed, get something to do.
No, because I bloody my because I don't know if I mentioned or not, my wall had leaked, so I had to get that repaired, but it had taken about a month and a half to do so.
I had heard about that. That's right. Yeah, and it leaked, and it was an absolute pain in the ass to fix. I did hear about that. Yeah. All right, so you got it all going again. Ah,
yeah. So this is the first time I've been in my bed in over a month.
Yeah, so you're making up for lost time. Yeah, righto.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a perfectly good reason to stay in bed all day. It's sort of like, I haven't been in it for a month. Yeah, mate.
Yeah, I like it.
No, that's brilliant. Okay. No, fantastic. So how was it? Like, how's the wall looking? Is it all good? Is it all... Is it like actually patched up, or is it bugging?
No, it's all fixed up. So we got the plasterboard in, and being that it's you know, pain in the ass to get anyone to come around and check it all out at the moment. He did all the plastering, made it all like he put all the whatchamacalls, it's the all the new plaster and stuff up, and I just sanded it back and painted it and found a few extra holes, so I plastered them up and sanded it back and painted it, and it all worked out hunky-dory.
Oh, you did a lot of it yourself, did you?
Yeah, well.
Cool.
I think I can... It's not a tough thing to do, is it? It's just... As long as they do the main stuff and supply the material.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, I know. Plasterboard is... No, I mean, people say they can do plastering, but, like, I mean...
I know.
My dad works hotel maintenance, and I've seen some really shonky plaster work. I'll tell you that right now. Like, even people who like you pay to come and plaster your house can be some real shonky folk. Like, yeah. So no. So like, don't like, you know, underestimate your ability to do plaster work. It's like, if you were able to get it done and it doesn't look absolutely atrocious, like, yeah, you've done good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no.
I think I could have gone with one more layer of paint, but I was getting like, I would want to go to bed.
Oh yeah, well, fair enough. Like, you know, if it's, you know, yeah, that's kind of, that becomes super subjective at that point. It's sort of like, you know, do I spend the extra time or not? Like, I mean, and especially when it's like, when the client is you, it's sort of like, yeah, I can live with this.
Yeah,
yeah, I can live with this. You know, I'm not doing it for somebody. Yeah, it's like, it's good enough. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so where did you build this thing?
So it's just out the, I suppose, I don't know if it's to the north or
I see. No, it's the south. I can see your name card.
Oh, there you go. You'll just see the...
Yo! Alrighty. Look at this. Oh, mate. Yeah, righto. And you built yourself an elevator. All right, good moment. Oh, I see. You've taken advantage of a is this a local water source here you're just taking advantage
No,
of?
I put it up. I just took a bucket of water up and I put it at the top.
Ah, I see. Oh, I see. And you've just had a creeper like rapidly excavate you a pond.
Well, yeah, that was not an expected one, but I kind of like the extra thing to the side of it because I've just noticed that people seem to, or like monsters seem to like follow the stream of water, so they get a bit trapped, which is the dick in me. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're really like taking advantage of like exploring different materials and stuff.
Oh yeah, this is just like, what have I got? This is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, remember, if you want dirt, you can raid the dirt room. There's 5 large chests filled to the brim with dirt. And help yourself to cobblestone and stuff like that. And I mean, don't forget that there's an arboretum in the main base. So if you want more wood or saplings or whatever to grow trees to like expand your pylons, we require additional pylons. You can do that. Oh, I see. And you got yourself a little staircase here. Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I imagine with this, are you going to leave it like this, or are you going to build yourself like little wooden steps to put on each block, or?
Yeah, I probably will. But also, I just got lazy with the going up and down every time, so that's why I put the waterfall in.
No. It's a good idea. It's cool. I like it. You got to be a bit careful with it, though, I guess. Yeah. The only suggestion I would then say is if you do want to make it like one that you could like literally jump down onto, you've got to make it. Fill it up, yeah, but you've got to make it at least 2 blocks deep to make it safe.
So just like finish off this cobblestone bit and then just fill that up. That's easy.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Have you got buckets? Have you got enough buckets? Like, there's some buckets in the base.
Yeah. I got 2.
All right, cool. And also, if you're looking for a nearby source of water, there's a water source in the inner courtyard that I use for like getting water blocks.
Oh, yeah. There's one just literally like over there.
Yeah, there's one like super close by, but be careful with the one that's around here somewhere because I think there's a drowned in it. I keep hearing it because there's one of my tunnels that leads off to the villages is nearby, and I hear it every now and again go blah 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 blah. So,
such a lovely calling sound, isn't it?
Oh my god, yeah, the drowned make a really lovely noise.
Yeah.
But it does what it says on the tin. They sound like they're drowned. So, yeah, no, it totally works.
Okay, so bucket. Oh, there is a drown. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I mean. Just be a bit careful of it. But otherwise, there's something for you to fight. Just grab a sword and go bananas,
I don't even need to do that. Just got the bucket. Can just tip it in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But if you ever get sick of it, you're like, oh, I'm sick of that thing going. You can just go and take care of it.
I don't think I leave my my sound on loud enough to actually pay attention to that, to be honest.
Fair enough. Anyway, I'm about to call it there. So if you want to like get yourself to a safe spot for log off.
Yeah, I will just go back to my bedroom.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can finish up in your room and then, yeah, cool. No, but I like what you've done there, dude. It looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And, all right, safe place to jump. Okay, now, where was my room?
If you need me to lead you back, I can. I know.
No. I know where I'm going. And I put in, I know I've separated, so I know which one is mine because I put 2 banners in there, which really helps.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm going to have a sus. Oh, here we go. You can get that. Oh, that's what the banners look like. Okay.
You'll be able to decorate them, but it's just, makes them a bit more...
Oh, you
clear.
can. No, you can. There's you need a loom, which we've got. There's one in the village. There's a loom you can use to decorate.
Right, well, we'll do that later on.
Yeah, I don't know how the loom works though. I really don't. I literally don't. So I know, but I do know that you can use the loom to make banner patterns because I've just opened it up because it opens like a workbench or a furnace or anything like that, and I just opened it and it had a bunch of patterns in it for banners, but I don't know what the materials cost. I don't know anything beyond that. I just do know you can put patterns on them.
Sure. I might finish. I might just have a good play on my own and see if I can work out how to do it.
Yeah. For sure. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna do my wrap up here on Twitch, and then I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Hopefully I'll actually get a bit of work done in that time.
Or go back and lie in bed. Go and enjoy bed, dude. It's Saturday. Like, enjoy yourself.
Oh, no. I literally watched like a season and a half of My Hero Academia. I can't keep going.
Fair enough. You don't want to get bed sores.
No, that's it.
All right, dude. I'll see you in a few hours.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
All right, see you, mate.
Gotcha.
All right, fellas. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you were able to relax and unwind. If you like what you saw, please follow us here on Twitch just by clicking the follow button above. You can check out our podcast, which we put out every Tuesday. I talked about recording it today. The episode we recorded today will go out on Tuesday, and I think it's a pretty good episode. Yeah, we have a good bit of a chat, have a good bit of a laugh. The Spotify link to that is down below, but we're also on iTunes and anywhere else you like to listen to podcasts. You can follow us if you want to get, stay notified on when we go live on Twitch or whenever new podcasts come out or anything like that. Follow us on Twitter at Pint Party. There's a link to that down below. Or if you're just interested in the podcast side of things, you can follow us on Instagram, which is at pint.party. Again, linked down below. VODs from this stream are on Twitch for 2 weeks, and then their permanent home is over on YouTube, which is we've got links for. But you can just search Pint Party on YouTube and subscribe to us there. And there you can get basically everything, like all of the Twitch content, all of our podcasts, everything is there for you to consume and enjoy as much or as little of as you like. But until I will be back on tomorrow afternoon, maybe with more Minecraft, maybe with something else. I really want to start streaming Horizon Zero Dawn, but it really comes down to if I can get it downloaded by the time we start streaming tomorrow. But I will be back on tomorrow with something probably at about 1 o'clock. Might be a little later. If I'm downloading Horizon and it's got like an extra 30 minutes left by 1 o'clock, I'm just gonna let it run till it downloads, and I'll tweet that out. Like, follow us on Twitter and I'll keep you notified of like what we're gonna be playing. Otherwise, we'll just keep going with Minecraft and just having a chill afternoon. But until then, this has been Pint Party. Cheers.